چطور متوری بچه‌ها؟ خیلی خوش اومدیم به ویدیو پارت 5 الان ویک. ببینیم که چی میشه. بزن بریم سراغ گیم. خب اینجا با بریم بالا.
The new story beat fit the story perfectly.
ما الان اینجاییم. برو بریم.
This thread fit the same.
باز شروع کردم. یا خدا.
This is where the history of the cult gets genuinely disturbing. The cultists track down the torchbearers living in the tunnels. They lock the poor folks up in a derailed subway car, douse it in gasoline. Yeah.
Charming.
It turns into a bit of a ghost story after that. They say the dark smoke from the fire still roams the tunnels searching for new victims to devour.
The plot element I found would drive the story forward. A sick and twisted story, but it worked.
Take the words. These are my words.
این گوریه. نمیدونم چرا خاموش بود ولی اوکی. خب بس کنیم. خب دری باز شد.
It was locked from the other side.
در قفله. این همه رو بیا اینجا در قفل باشه. دیگه نباید اینجا پیدا کنیم.
The story was affecting the scene.
Go on, ma'am.
This is where the history of the cult gets genuinely disturbing. The cultists track down the torchbearers living in the tunnels. They lock the poor folks up in a derailed subway car, douse it in gasoline.
It could not be opened on the side.
Charming.
It turns into a bit of a ghost story after that. They say the dark smoke from the fire still roams the tunnels searching for new victims to devour.
There are no happy endings in this city.
The story thread felt important. I could use it in one of the scenes I'd found. This was something out of a horror story, but I had to keep going.
کلید نداریم که بهش بخورم. که در باز نشد.
It was locked from the other side. اونم ما اینجا رو تغییر میدیم. اون پشتماش رو تغییر میدیم. آره برطرف. اون برای تونله
The cult poured the gasoline over the train car. An iron cage that would soon become a coffin. The subway car had become a burnt husk. I could get through it now.
حتما یه چی هست. وایسا. اما خالیه رو میخوام.
It could not be opened on the side.
اینو دقت نکن. اوه کنم داستان ترسناک.
I had to be at the scene to see and understand it. You know.
تأثیری نداره.
These words down your throat.
هم داریم میریم که اون قطارا بودن که نور داشتن.
My path was blocked. I had to find a way through. The lights would help me.
اینجا یه خبری هست انقدر سیو واسه ما گذاشته. نکنم دلش واسه ما سوخته باشه. خب نور رو بدیم بره. کنم اون طرف یه راه داره، طرف هم یه میله دیگه بود. آمد بریم. بیا این نور از ما بگیریم. دنبال بازی
The echoing hall had a story to tell.
هیچ چراغ طبقه بالا میدونم چی نشون من برم تو بگیرم هم نمیشه بلم کنید شاید
I had a new scene to use, a new setting. I couldn't add a new element from here. I'd have to go to the scene.
How to go eat. چرا چاری جای نور باید بخواد قطارم چجوری دست اون بر از باب رفت یه جعبه تو خالی اومده برم اون طرف.
These are my words. Wake.
نه این مسیر رو میاد باز. نه مسیر. یه دری بود اونجا.
Using the words.
اما اصلا به نور اینجا نیاز نیست. بر یه دری بود که باز بود. چی رفتیم اونجا؟ این دره در سه
I just want to go. I'm lost and knowing where to ride.
حالا این چیزا هم خود نمیریم. شا اینجا باز هشت
Helen Wake.
میج چرا؟ نمیتونم فقط از این بتونم یه کاری بکنم.
Changing a plot element in a scene without being there was impossible.
چرا؟ بابا برم پیش اون بر.
I had to be at the scene to see and understand it in order to change it.
نه اینجا. یه دیگه روبروش.
The hole had changed into the murder cult's hideout. The cultists were close now, a dark presence rising from the depths.
خب. شد نمیشه. شبا این چرا نمیدونم.
The Fed had witnessed something here that made him run scared. Whether the summoning ritual had been a bona fide supernatural event or the mass psychosis of stark raving lunatics, it didn't change the facts. The cult was messing with things no one should mess with.
The ritual was a vital part of the story, the key to reaching the murder site. I had a new beat for the story.
This is a ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you're gone.
میدهی زخمی میشه. چی داستانه؟ زیاد شدم. اینا رو من تازه فهمیدم چجوری باید گرفتشون. دیره اندر اومدیم تو میارم چی نداره روت نداره کسی میتونه چیه
Hidden graffiti. Turns out the cultists weren't the only ones using the tunnels. Hidden graffiti signs marked secret routes. I kept hearing whispers around burn barrels of an underground society of mystic outsiders with hidden knowledge. Typical New York.
اما آدم شدم برای ما بدیم شده بابا اینه بدون درگیری نمیشه Oh, safe. کنم باس داریم اینجا بسته شد برو بریم تیرامونو ببین پایینور نبود
Torchbearers painted the tree there. The tree of knowledge. The tree of life with its roots reaching down to hell. It could have been a Christmas tree for all the good it did him.
deeper into the story. I could imagine this murder cult performing their macabre acts beyond the collapsed tunnel. The cultists laid the Casey novel onto the altar with reverence. A twisted Bible.
خودو با اشتباه نرو.
I couldn't hear the dark presence. It was gone. The tunnel was open now. I could get through.
الان ویک مخش سود شد.
This new plot beat would carry me deeper into the story.
الان بدو
I couldn't hear the dark presence. It was gone.
سر بازی رو زدید کنار دیگه. بابا اینجا بریم. بله باگ بازی ببندم. بچه ها بریم ببینیم کجاییم. همینجا تونله. چون من اسمم نباید این تونلو
I had a new idea.
دست تو همین ادامهش که این تونله هست
اونایی که برمیازن الان بدوش من باید چیز کنم میلش کنم که زودتر بده برو دیگه خلانت یه مسخره تو اتاق چه حدی
I couldn't hear the dark presence. It was gone. The tunnel was open now. I could get through.
برو جاده برو بدو یا بالفاز بدو بدو دیگه الان بدو الان بخوام بزنی نمیشه دیدش از داستان عظیم ور بود من کلا نباید این تونل میرفتیم
Was always out there, hunting me.
آجی ولی من واقعا بدم میاد از همچین جای تنگی کلا فوبیا ندارم ولی بدم میاد یا خدا
I had found the murder site.
site.
Somehow the victim's heart was the key.
قلب یارو است چندشه زنده نشه این بی پدر
Something had shifted. I felt an overwhelming closeness to home. An FBI agent? Who are you?
What?
What is this? Who are you?
She can hear me.
فکر کنم
I'm Saga Anderson, FBI.
داشتیم باش چیز میکردیم اینجوری چیز نشسته نشست تو ذهنش
I'm trapped here. The dark place. Under Cauldron Lake.
Cauldron Lake. Who are you?
I'm trying to escape. I'm making progress, but I'm in danger. The dark presence. Help me. Please, help me. I could sense it. I was closer to home. Had the woman in the vision helped me somehow? Something had changed. Outside. Parliament Tower. Where I'd lived with Alice. It was out there. Waiting for me.
ساختمونه چه بلند که بلند نمیشی ها
Who was writing who? Who was writing this poem? Me? No.
چه غلطی داری اینجا چی کار بک بابا نکن
The dark place wouldn't let me go that way.
کار فاس شد باز بود من نیدم
Stepping to the murder site, I'd felt it, hanging in the air. a meaning, the violent emotion of the act, like a cloud of wrath. The dead eyes of the victim staring at something you couldn't see, and yet making you aware of it. Something that's soaked into this place on a molecular level, overlapping with your meaningless existence. Regression to something you had managed to forget. Marking you, taking you for a ride, making you crazier.
آشنا اونم تا ارتقا بدم بسه کجا بودم الان ما بریم بیرون دیگه اوه بده میره انشاءالله که باگ نمیخوریم دوباره بریم تو زمین چراغ کو خب چراغ
The station had changed. I was closer now. Parliament Tower. Our home in New York. Was I really this close to being home? Going up to our apartment? Would I be home? Or was this just an echo of the real thing? Even then, the murder site had brought me one step closer to escape. The payphone at the edge of the plaza was ringing again.
الو الو آقای هاشمی
Thank God it picked up. I thought I lost you again.
Who are you?
آقای
Why are you
هاشمی
helping me?
Did you go deeper to the overlap?
Are you talking about the murder site? Yeah, I did. I
That's fantastic, Alan. We're closer to getting out. We're making progress.
We would be if you would answer my damn questions.
Last time we spoke, you were pretty worried about Alice. Did you ever check Parliament Tower? To make sure she really got out of the dark place?
Well, of course she got out. That's why I'm here. That's the whole goddamn point.
Be very careful, Alan. The dark presence is stealing from you. It can already manifest as your double. Scraps will come.
Wait, hello?
آجی من حس خوبی به اینجا خب اول چیکار وک 4 تا هم این چراغا داریم اونور که نه اینور چی ساختمون بزرگی کدوم اینجا کجا چراغ روشن بود چه رفتیم
Maybe he was a victim. The writer. Maybe he was a victim. The cult, using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Writer. Maybe he was a victim. The cult, using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way, Alice Wake, his ex, she knew things. It was there in her art for all to see. A cry for help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story?
آسانسور. چرا همه چی تو غلاف کردی؟ من اصلا به اینجا اعتماد ندارم. یه آسانسور، این بستگی، ممکنه هر چیزی یه دفعه در بیاد. یا گور بابات. بله. شاید اینجا سفیده.
Alice's photo equipment.
Get out! Leave me alone! Alice! Alice!
عروس کن اینجا چه خبره؟
Alice.
خونشه. چه خبره؟
This is the door to my study, where I wrote my books. This symbol wasn't here before.
چقدر کتاب داری؟ پلی استیشن داری؟
Alice's video camera.
پلی استیشن نداره.
No
باید
memory
یه
card inside.
ویدیو پیدا کنیم بذاریمش. ویدیو کجاست؟
Part 1.
پیدا کردیم.
What was Alice working on?
پارت یکشو پیدا کردیم. پارت دو رو بده. بذار توش ببینیم چه خبره. من نفهمیدم اون چی بود تو تونل. خیلی دوست داشتم بریم. برو خاموش کن. نمیشه بشینیم؟
When I was younger, photography was everything to me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist. And then I met Alan. We had a good thing. We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money. He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books. I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos. And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right?
الان توجه کن.
We loved each other. Then Alan hit a block. I brought out a meaner side of him. One I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there. We argued. Things went wrong. And he was just gone. Drowned, allegedly. It's easy for people to think it was my fault. Hell, I do too sometimes. About 6 years ago, I started hearing noises in the night. Typewriter keys clacking. Voices. Alan was back. Haunting me.
داره یه اتفاقاتی میفته. چرا پشتش یه خاموشش هم میشه.
Then it got violent. It was Alan. And yet, it was a monster. always did have anger in him. I set up cameras around the apartment with motion sensors and flashes. Now, when the monster comes, I turn it into art. My nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew. I'm calling this exhibit The Dark Place.
Alice. Scratch was terrorizing her. Why?
دوباره کاتسین فیلم. او صداش قطع.
I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story. Initiation. To project myself through the dark place. To look for a way out.
این واقعا خفنه که این فیلم و گیم و تو هم
The
ترجیح.
story had brought me here, brought me nowhere.
خیلی حال میکنه.
Loop me back. I was writing the story. And in the story I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing it.
کن با یکی از کشتنش اشراف کن مرده خودتو ببینی. نداشتیم همون جایی که بود.
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Alan. For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place.
Yeah.
It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of days. You got out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding. But your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people, making them crazy, bringing the Dark Place to Bright Falls.
Yes, fiction coming in contact with the Dark Place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything, like darkness when night falls. But last time
This will be back in 2010.
Yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. And that dark presence was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the dark place, make all this shit go away. Look, I know it's batshit crazy. My memory is full of holes, and I'm not sure how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
Mr. Wake. Alan. We've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past 24 hours. What I want to know is, why am I? Why are we written into the story?
I think I saw you. Or a vision of you in the dark place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you. To hurt you. We are all in danger.
It's insane. And there's so much of it. Heard of the cult of the tree?
In the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness, possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
I could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something? Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker. Wake has a double. Mr. Scratch. Where is he now?
A cloud of wrath wears my face. The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here. In Washington. He's hunting Wake. Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa. Mr. Wake, I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
Understand how vital these pages are. They're the only way I can know what's coming.
This is our job.
Okay. Here. Now, this is all I have. Be careful with them. Inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the cult of the tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew her weapon.
Wake just gave us a lot of information. But this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult. The cult of the tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this. It's all on the page. The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Got it.
No, you need me there.
No dice, pal. This is an FBI investigation, and I don't see a badge on that flannel.
نگاه میکنم.
Goes missing for 13 years, shows up murdered, and then turns into a monster. After I stop Nightingale, a rider who's also been missing for 13 years turns up. What's the connection? What kind of case is this? The pages we've been finding are from a horror story called Return, written by Alan Wake. And the contents of this book are coming true. Why couldn't it have been a romance? Huh. Nah. These stashes could contain clues about the cult. Better keep an eye out for more. So why are we finding them here?
I think I wrote them up. I remember writing an endless amount of pages, but when this happened before, the pages were being sent from the dark place to help me. Maybe the same thing is happening here.
That's all for now, Mr. Wake. Thank you for your cooperation.
با حرف بزنیم.
I'm the only one who understands the forces behind this. I can help you.
No, that's not how this works. You're a civilian, and we don't do ride-alongs. And if Scratch is after you, then so is the cult. We don't know who we can trust here.
Damn it, you are making a mistake.
I'll be sure to add that to the list.
بچه‌ها تا اینجا ویدیو کافیه. خیلی ممنون اینکه ویدیو رو تماشا کردیم. ممنون میشم ویدیو رو لایک کنید، چنلم ساب کنید، نظراتتون تو کامنت ها بنویسی. کلی انرژی با این کارت به من میدی. خودتون باشید. کاری چیزی ندارید. فعلا بای بای.